Hello YouTube, welcome back to some more railroads, and it's been a while since we've done a railroad video, and today I was asked by one of my subscribers on how to set up this rail shed setup that I have here. It's actually pretty easy. It's not something you have to headache too much about. So going over in this video, we're just gonna pretty much show how to set up this rail shed, and then we'll show like some quick other things that I've been doing on my Pine Valley. Yeah, I think this is Pine Valley or Lake Valley. I think it's Pine Valley. But yeah, no, this little shed concept here, having 2 allows you to store up to 8. And then of course I have my starter train sitting all the way by itself, kind of like he's a grumpy old train who doesn't like other trains because he's old and hates all the other trains. But this shed setup is actually really nice. So I don't know if you know this too about these sheds, but when your train goes in, the main engine will actually get filled. So all the boilers on all these trains are now full right now. So they're like fully fueled. These are all like some of my starter trains that I slowly bought. My trains are in order here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes, as you can tell, engine 7 is the fully upgraded Montezuma. Nice little engine. I do have, I think, like 3 more trains at a secret rail area somewhere else. I'll show that later in the video, but for now, let's we'll find a plot of land and I'll show how to set this little setup. Don't understand, when I'm taking these rocks out, it makes sounds of trees falling. Like, that's the trees falling, but when I hit the rocks freaking, they make sounds like trees are falling. I don't know. I think I'm just living in the Matrix at this point. Some weird shenanigans here. But I'm gonna clear a nice little plot of land right beside my village. This is just like a quick little setup. So, what you're gonna need, first things first, you want to get the right engine shed house. So this concept, I guess you could try and do with the other ones, but if you want, I would start with the actual engine shed. So you rotate it, get it set up, make sure it looks evenly nice. So I don't know if I'm actually going to connect a main rail line anywhere with this. I could probably do that over here maybe. I don't like building stuff where there are hills. Then just like that, you can tell. Okay, so let's start. Make sure we don't have any terrain stuck inside. Because again, you are going to have an adjacent station or a shed right across from it. Alright, so now we double check. Make sure there's no random plot of land coming in. Looks good. Awesome. So now, what you want to do next is you have to get the specific turntable. So turntable 3, you'll click on that. Now you'll notice there's a height difference. These shed stations do sit up higher, but that's okay. Alright, so far so good. Now if we know that one's adjacent to here, when we go and get the next shed, oop, that's props. So the next facility shed. Okay, I gotta clear some more trees out of my way. Deforestation at its finest. This isn't just a train simulator game. This is a how to destroy your environment simulator game. Now doing it like this will give us the room we need so that we can make straight lines. I'm also talking very quietly because my son is sleeping, and if I wake him, my wife will probably end my life. So, okay, so we can have that lined up just like that with a tiny little space. Tiniest little space is okay. Boom. Now that's lined up, and that's lined up, and voila. You now have a perfectly adjacent rail yard area. Now a lot of people would try and put a third one right in the middle, but I won't lie to you, it's probably a lot better just to have the 2. We can try and set up a third, and I'll show you what happens. The only issue is I don't think everything fits as well as you'd like it to. Oh, maybe we could put a third. I don't know if the rails will actually line up, so we'll just have to kind of pre-place it just to get a rough idea. Let's try that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, this is a really nice setup. You could have 12 trains here. Okay, so let's move this over. Let's make sure that this lines up. Nope, we have to pull that back a bit. So let's pull that back. This time now we know right there. Does that work? Ah, I can see it's twisted a little. Damn it. Oh, I have to tilt it a little more. Damn it. Okay, one more time. Let's do this right. Let's make it look pretty. It's hard to see because it's like so finicky right there. Yep, okay, yeah, that'll straighten out. Alright, let's see if it works with the rest of them. Okay, it kind of phases into the track, but that's okay. That's actually probably better. Let's do a quick little check around, make sure that they all line up. That's okay, that lines up. It's a little bit in, but little things like that usually don't derail your trains, luckily. At least not in this game. Passenger trains derail all the time, though. And yeah, that one lines up too. Sweet. Look at that, and just like that, you now have a setup for 12 train engines. Like a nice little park area, and then what you can do is, once you've straightened your turntable, yeah, so you straighten your turntable however you want it. We'll do this. This works out. Now you get your rails. Okay, I forgot, it's a little too high for that, so you usually, because of this height, you have to have one of these, and I'll set that to kind of be like a nice simple slope downward. I like to try and keep my slopes like between 0 and 2.5. Sometimes I have to go 3%, but to me 3.5 is really pushing it, especially if you have a super long train, kind of like my buddy Meredith 999, who's got freaking 14 log trains on a Glenbrook. The poor thing's just struggling like an Aunt Rita. There we go, and now you can just set it up so you can connect it to wherever your main line's gonna be. Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad at all. That's a nice little setup. Sweet. So yeah, that's how you set up engine shed section. I mean, you can add all your other stuff. You can add props, add like little wood. For instance, I like to add like a wood rick. Wood ricks replenish wood automatically, so it's kind of like a good way to have emergency fuel in the event that you go to get a log train out and you're just missing fuel for whatever reason. You got a wood rick there. You can get like some other little stuff. Get like a random piece of wood board. Ah, no, I probably shouldn't actually put that there. I don't know what that'll do. Put like a house, some random ass house over here. Don't forget your telegraph. Get a telegraph station over here. Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot these. This building has like its own. There we go. There, and that just connects to that, which connects to the other ones over there. That's perfect. Oh, it's cutting through trees though. That's not good. Nope, gotta cut the trees. Okay, so very simple, nice little setup. I actually kind of like this. I'm gonna have to keep this. Oh, that is awesome. Alright, so yeah, we've gone over that. Let's go over to the town. I'll show how, like, some of the ways that I set up my town. So I do have this like weird setup for this. This is the main town of Silverton. I have a whole bunch of houses and banks and saloons. I made these little roads. You can actually use just regular embankments to make like little road areas. Nothing paved, of course, but it works out. It looks not too bad. So Silverton here, it's got a nice little setup. Lots of fenced in areas, little neighborhoods. Kind of like a pop-up town. Still lots of detail to put to it. they've started expanding to this side of the rail line. I put a lot of telegraph poles. I don't know why I did that. Here's one of my buddy's trains, the Foley. He likes to rock. He's got the little passenger train set up here. Unfortunately, these cars constantly derail. It's really disheartening. And yeah, here's my little double rail station. We've already seen that. You've probably already seen this. This is my main rail line. Now, when you load up a new save file, your freight depot is actually right beside your starting point. When I made this save file, though, there were no industries or anything. You had to place everything down yourself. So this is a pretty old save map, if I do say so myself. I have my freight yard here with all my freight cars, pretty much 10, 10, 10, 10, and 4. Very simple. Over here is the lumber station. Nope, sorry, that's the iron. Yep, this is the smelter, where I make all the iron bits and tracks. Now when you load up a save game, though, when doing this map, all the industries are pre-placed down. So, for instance, this here is where my logging is. Of course, this should be over water, because no one wants to deal with hauling the logs up into the conveyor belt, but it is what it is. I put it here, not so much for convenience, but because I wanted to put my water dredge over there. I'll come check out my other little town. I have a little cattle ranch over here. This area is where I keep my trains, all my private trains for the server. As you can see, I have a nice little mini village town set up for the oil fields. Then over here I have my other trains. You probably saw my Lima. Here are my main trains. If I'm not mistaken, this is the newest train. Yep, the DNRG class 125, aka I named him Buff because he's a beefy bastard. He's a huge engine. Here's what was the other biggest engine before, or it was the Lima, and then 280 Cookie. Yeah, this setup is just a nice simple setup, nothing too fancy. Got the church because you gotta praise Jeebus. Over here by the oil refinery, because oil is a very big thing for money, so pretty much everyone's kind of living close to the anything oil related. We have another small village. It's a very tiny village, though. This is kind of like the shake and bake colony, if one do say so myself. There aren't any trains in this station yet. I haven't really bought any more, and I'm also saving this for like other people, for if they ever do join my server, they can kind of like have this spot. Pretty much every industry I'm trying to set up little mini towns. This one, it's got like a little tiny station, little load area, got a whole bunch of like little carts, some houses oddly placed everywhere, and neighbors. The church, of course, the Church of Jeebus. Good Lord Jeebus on the railroad. And then yeah, I made sure that my oil refinery area, I got like the wood for my trains when needed, the water tower. I didn't put a coal tower here though. Coal towers only kind of go in specific areas, just because I don't know, something about putting a coal tower right beside a thing of burning oil. I'd rather it wood. Wood burns quicker. Coal burns forever. I added this line to reconnect everything back down and to kind of give a nice little water scenery when doing my trains. I don't really get to cross any large bodies of water. This connects all the way back down towards the main line, and then I have my gold dredge, harness any gold, water tower, of course, always needed. Or this is the actual water well, since it's right beside, and then the dredge, little boat, put that in the water and it floats around right in the swamp. And finally we'll come to my last village that I did up on the hill. This one's kind of if you want to do a delivery that's really far away, and it's like you want to get that like feeling of having to go to the distance and drive a train for a long time. So you got this nice secondary big city village. I guess people in these days would call this the big city. Big city boys. I did have a industry here, but I got rid of it. It wasn't like working out so well, so I'm gonna either change up all the stuff there to either increase the town, make it bigger, or I'm going to add some other industry. I originally wanted to try and make this town loop all the way around the mountains, but it didn't work out the way I planned to, but it is what it is. Alright, let's get the beast stoked up and ready to go. We'll bring it back down to the main rail yard, because I got a bunch of other stuff I gotta do for this. This is my main engine, the 280 Lima, aka Phoenix. All of my personal trains have my 690 as their train numbers, just because if I'm gonna rock one train, then it's gonna be the same numbers all the other trains end up going in my special shed. Alright, let's start moving her. We'll open the window. Brake is off, regulator is set. Such a beautiful map. This is probably my favorite map. I like to play Aurora Falls when I can, but I usually just like to come back here and keep working on this beautiful area. Alright, we are going to pretty much ride up the rails and switch over to that section there. It's pretty much everywhere that I keep all my cars. I usually just take the full stack with me. That way I can maximize productivity for all my industries. Some very tight turns here though. Gotta be super careful. So I would come along this line. This line can actually switch, so I can go right over to the lumber yard if wanted. Or I could keep going to the right side towards the oil wells. These trains are still a little shaky when they're driving though. So usually I have to like get in the first person mode. Let's reverse and brake. Switch that up. So while we're quickly backing up, we'll look at the map. So as you can see, I do have my industries pretty well like centralized of maybe I'd say a third of the map, maybe half of it. Got freight depots, railway express. I'm trying to build up the next industry, which was gold. Wasn't very good at that. Alright, let's put the brake on. Yeah, pretty much from here I can just pick any industry that I want to do, or which one I need to maximize and profitize the most. But yeah, that's this is how I set up my railroad area. It's probably not as efficient looking, but it was kind of like a shake and bake railroad. Can't wait to connect that little train area there and make something out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Railroads Online. This video was for my buddy, he wanted to know how to make that setup for the rail engine station shed thingy. This is RNT ZH6900. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. As always, stay safe and stay happy.